Hello, let me show you today how to make my version of a blooming onion. Right, we've got quite a variety of ingredients because we've got three different components making a blooming onion. You have potato starch or cornstarch. You've got 2 bowls with regular flour, one with 3 cups, one with 2 cups. You've got 2 cups of water. You've got some black pepper. You've got a regular barbecue spice or any other spice that you like. I like a teaspoon of cumin in there as well. You also have a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of black salt, and that looks like it. Oh yes, and then please do not forget your massive onion. You're going to try to get an onion as big as possible, an onion that is symmetric or even on both sides, and just make sure that it is a nice healthy onion with no blemishes as far as possible. Okay, let's focus a bit more on the onion. This is a very big white onion, and as I've said previously, it needs to be symmetrical. You're going to, where the roots starts or where the root comes out, you're going to put that at the bottom, so it needs to be able to sit nicely flush on the bottom. You can also see that it is quite even, nice and round, so it won't be any issues to cut this. So first of all, let's cut the tip off so that we can get to the onion, just like that. Turn it around where the root is now on the top, and you're going to cut slits in there 15 centimeters from that root base so that you don't cut any of the onions loose and you're going to have some petals falling off. Let's first of all start by taking off the outer skin. Usually this takes some time, but in this case it was actually quite easy. It wasn't very difficult to take it off. Thank goodness. Thank you, onion. You really saved me on this one. Okay, now place the cut side of your onion on the board and imagine a circle 15 millimeters around that base where you're going to cut straight through your onion right to the surface of the board. So you're going to cut 4 slits first, 1/4, turn it around, then cut it again. Just make sure that you have a very nice sharp knife as well. Okay, turn that again, cut it. Alright, very good. Okay, and last one there. Now everything is cut in quarters, and then you're going to cut 2 other slits in between those quarters so that you make small, nice little petals so that it is easy to pull off and for you to enjoy. Alright, now once you've cut it, you're going to gently turn this around and start pulling the petals apart. Here comes Karen. She's also going to give her 2 cents worth as well. Thank you very much. And now once you're done with that, you're going to put your onion aside so that you can start making your batter and your dry mix. From now on, you have to be careful handling your onion so that everything stays intact and you have a perfect massive blooming onion. Just look at that. Right, let's start with your wet batter first. You're going to add your chana flour, your regular 2 cups of flour and 2 cups of water. Mix that nice and thoroughly through, and that's it. Everything else of your dry ingredients, you're going to add that into your 3 cups of flour. Mix it through, taste it, and make sure that the seasoning is okay. If you need to add something else like more salt, then this is the time to do it. I'm just going to put out a regular warning on the black salt. This is very, very strong. You don't need a lot. And if you really want to see how strong it is, next time if you have some black salt, have a chunk of it and put it in your mouth and taste it. It is absolutely vile if you have it in such big quantities. Right, bring your onion back and put it into a empty bowl. But before you do that, sprinkle a little bit of the cornstarch or the potato starch at the bottom. Then take the rest of the cornstarch and start covering your onion completely as far as you possibly can. This will just ensure that everything sticks on it the way that it's supposed to. Once you're done with the cornstarch, you can actually reuse that cornstarch. Don't throw it away. Just make sure that you sieve everything out in case anything is actually left behind. As you can see, I gave up on using only a spoon and I started using my hands, which really works much better because you've got 10 little tools on the end of your arms, which is easier for you to use than only a spoon. Okay, this is where things really gets interesting because, well, not only interesting but quite messy as well. I think it is inevitable for you to make a mess. So once you coated your onion with the cornstarch, you're going to then transfer this into your wet batter. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to try and coat as much as possible. Don't even try, you have to do it. Coat everything as thoroughly as possible with your wet batter and then carefully bring it back into your dry batter where you once again going to coat this as thoroughly as possible. This is very crucial. Take your time because if you're going to mess this up, your onion is not going to be nice. Okay, you really have to go to town with this one. You stick it into your flour and you're going to cover this as much as possible. This is going to become a mess, so don't worry about it. And also take your time, don't freak out, don't rush this. This is very important because this is what's going to give your onion all that super flavor, is the fact that you are so thoroughly coating this. Unfortunately, you will not be able to recover the rest of the seasoning in this flour, so you will not be able to use it. So try to use as much as possible and then throw the rest of it away. Fortunately, Karen was at home today and I had to ask her to come switch off the camera because my hands were covered in flour. So, shout out to my beautiful wife. Alright, I'm using a vegetable oil to fry the onions. I'm using at least 2.5 liters of oil in a very big pot. This pot must be big enough for your onion to be completely covered. You cannot turn this around because it is too risky and you might actually splatter oil on you and you're going to get burned. While we're at this topic, please, any kids or incompetent adults, please do not try this at home. If you do not have adult supervision, this is very dangerous at this stage. Hot oil is something that we cannot play around with. You can also reuse this oil and recycle it again if you'd like. A cool trick to see if your oil is actually hot enough: take a bamboo skewer like a chopstick, or here I've got a flat piece of bamboo, and just stick it in the oil. And once you start realizing that the wood starts to bubble, then you know that your oil is nice and hot. Also, what you can do, and this is what I've done, I've also cut off a small piece of the onion, stuck it in the oil, and when that onion immediately starts to bubble, you know that your oil is hot enough. This is only when you do not have a thermometer, but ultimately the winner is for you to use a thermometer just to ensure that everything is perfect. You want to fry this at 165 degrees. You don't want to go too high or too low. Going too low, you're going to soak up all that oil into your batter. Going too high, you're going to burn your onion, and it is not going to be very pleasant to eat. As you see, I'm using a spider sieve to put the onion on top of the sieve and then gently lower it into the oil. I also lower it a quarter down, only first to see what the oil's reaction is going to be, and then I will submerge everything else down into the oil. Very important, do not overfill your oil, otherwise it is going to boil over, and goodness sakes guys, we do not want a mess like that. Take your time with cooking your blooming onion. This is going to take some time. Mine cooked easily for 20 to 25 minutes on a medium heat. You do not want to rush this. If your onion starts coming to the surface, just press it down with your spider strainer and make sure that everything is coated well with oil while you deep fry this. While the onion is frying away, I'm quickly going to show you how to make a nice sauce that goes with it. Take 4 tablespoons of mayonnaise, a small squeeze of some lemon juice, some finely chopped green onion or some spring onion, and if you want to, you can also add some chili oil in there, which I have done, and you can also add some chili flakes if you'd like to have it nice and hot. After a good 20-25 minutes, the onion should start looking beautifully brown and golden and delicious. Gently take it out of the oil with your strainer. Just make sure that all the excess oil drips off, and then put it onto a brown paper or maybe a kitchen towel just to drain off all the excess oil. Once you've done that, take your pot of boiling oil and move it aside away from harm's way.
Okay, here we go. This is the final result of this incredible blooming onion. My God, I'll tell you what, my goodness, I'll tell you what. This is just, can't believe this. This is just going to be absolutely amazing. I think, no, I don't think I know. Okay, let's get tasting a little bit, see what this is all about. Okay, so let's try this onion. Here we've got the sauce as well, so I'm going to just put that in there. I'm going to try and do it with only one hand. Just break the piece off. Just give it a dip. Yeah, I don't think I've ever made blooming onions this way in my life before, and I think this is the only way to do it from now on. But this beautiful spicy sauce is just, oh, this is nice. This is very, very good. Alright guys, this is how a blooming onion is made. Take some time, take some effort, but if you want to impress somebody, that's what you gotta do. Alright, see you next time. Please like, subscribe, share, and tell me what you think about this, or make your own. I want to see. Bye bye.